vosso cine escravo está de volta. Sejam bem-vindos a mais um Cinetendinha. Acredito que hoje vai mesmo valer a pena.
How come we stay, Dad?
Detroit. Son, lion don't leave the Serengeti. And besides, it's gonna be our year. I can feel it.
You realize you're the worst father ever.
I'm not gonna let you ruin your life, Don. No drugs in the house.
Don!
Everything's fine.
Not fine.
You're fine, Mom's fine. Don, you're fine.
You're gonna let her talk to you?
I'm going to the goddamn house.
Ray, stay out of it.
Put some clothes on, will ya? We're going for custard.
Hoje vamos antecipar as primeiras imagens de um filme muito aguardado. Chama-se White Boy Rick e estreia apenas para um ano. É o primeiro filme americano de Ian Diamond, cineasta que tinha impressionado em 71, aquele filme que mostrava o inferno de Belfast durante os anos quentes do IRA. White Boy Rick é a história verdadeira de um adolescente de Detroit nos anos 80 que se tornou informador do FBI e também traficante de droga. Uma viagem a uma América suja e negra. Em Toronto, onde o filme teve a sua estreia mundial, estive com o Ian Diamond no mítico Royal York Fairmont Hotel. Vamos à conversa.
I was really searching for a sense of authenticity, of textures of the world. I wanted to give the audience an experiential film, experiential storytelling rather than a period film told for a distance. I wanted to plunge you in.
At the same time, it's beautiful the way they, you portray those colors. And it made us want to go back to the 80s in some way.
I mean, 80s nostalgia exists anyway. I also show there is beauty in ugliness, and it's also in the eye of the beholder, because a lot of things I'm showing, there was a good decade when everyone thought it was ugly, and now it's come back again. So it's there's an element of nostalgia in the eye of the beholder. But there is a beauty though in the colours. There was a beauty there. I didn't want to make it grim and depressed.
Daniel, go!
Get back.
Get off of me!
Get back in the house, Don. Go in the house and get dressed.
No!
Get
Dad!
inside the house.
Dad!
Stop.
What?
No. No.
Dad!
Ah, Christ. Keep going. I got it under control. You don't need to stop the car, Pop. Everything's fine. Don't get out of the car.
Everything is not fine. A man just ran out of your house almost as my Imperial. You don't have a goddamn thing under control. You're not gonna let her talk to you
I'm
like
going to the
that?
goddamn house. I
Oh,
got
for
this under
Christ's
control, all
It
right?
ain't under control.
Ray, stay out of it. Looks like Richard's having a bad day.
No, Ma. I'm not having a bad day.
What will be the #1 lesson? Because this was your first American movie.
Yes.
That you're gonna take from this shooting.
Oh, I learned so many lessons. It's the first time I've done a true story, and it's difficult, to make the balance of the themes that I engaged with, the reasons why I wanted to make the story, the film about father and son, about family, about corruption, taking advantage of the impoverished, about the lack of choice and options when you're poor in America. But then I also had a responsibility to try and to tell the story of how the biographical element, and then you are hogtied into this episodic sort of slightly, biographical story, and you have to embrace that structure and figure out how you make an emotionally engaging film, but also do justice to the true life events. And that was a big challenge for me. It's the first time I've done that.
In human terms, when you're doing a big Hollywood film like this one, a studio film.
It's not a big Hollywood film. By studio terms, this is a small indie. It's one of those sort of size films that people don't really make anymore.
Sadly.
It's about human beings. It's emotional. It's not got happy endings.
Yeah, nonetheless, but you have control. You control a big crew. In terms of human lesson, I was mentioned that you're in control. So, what you learn about yourself in terms of leadership, about you as a leader?
Basically that I don't need to have all the answers. And that's the most important thing. The more I direct, the more I realise I don't need to know all the answers. It's really always about casting. And you're not just casting the people in front of the camera, you're casting the people next to you behind the camera. They're going to help you make the film.
Those are important.
And they're very important. The production designer, the first AD, the DOP. I worked with Tat Radcliffe for 13 years.
E acredito que Ian deve ter trabalhado com esta equipa em 71. Sou mesmo fã desse filme que em Portugal passou despercebido.
FBI here is not, it's not very a good portrait of the FBI. Are you aware that they might not like this film?
I don't know. I mean, this is just one story. The FBI have many narratives in the world. The FBI has done great things as well as some bad things. Every institution has some shades of grey, some rights, some wrongs. I'm not making a big indictment of the FBI as an institution in general, but in this particular instance, in this particular story, it's not the institution, it's a couple of human beings that took advantage of a kid.
White Boy Rick vive do carisma de Matthew McConaughey e tem tudo para ser um acontecimento no próximo ano. Quem é vosso amigo e vos antecipa tudo? Quem é?
Eu andarei vestido e armado com as armas de São Jorge. São Jorge, o rei por nós.
E agora vamos ficar por casa. Esta semana no Em Casa, o Cinetendinha propõe um ciclo com cortesia dos canais TVCine, onde Marco Martins é o centro das atenções. Este craque da publicidade conseguiu transformar-se num dos mais respeitados cineastas da nossa praça e também num encenador de relevo. O especial chama-se Cinema, de Marco Martins, e vai para o ar dia 11, incluindo obras como Um Ano Mais Longo, Alice, Como Desenhar um Circo Perfeito e este belo São Jorge, que encerra o dia. Um cineasta que convoca um universo português muito próprio e consegue construir atmosferas densas e exaltantes.
Eu lamento imenso, mas os prazos já foram todos atingidos. A próxima visita que vai ter vai ser dos meus colegas. E a partir daí eu não posso fazer mais nada.
Os empregados já não recebem ordenado há 6 meses. Eu tenho negociações, vender um caminhão ou 2 para criar dinheiro para vos pagar.
Isto é um trabalho simples. Mais cobras, mais ganhos.
E chego daqui eu garamente sozinha, que é para casa que ela não volta. Mas atrasado com os pagamentos. Aqui o dinheiro.
Com que dinheiro?
Para a semana, o Cinetendinha ataca na China e não é dia 1 de Abril. Tenham a bondade de pesquisar também as novidades do cinema no cinetendinha.pt.